go, 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 shawty.
After falling short of the halfway point on their regular Thursday night matchup, Byrd and Clover Hill will be forced to match it up once again on Monday night with a full replay of the game. Clover Hill would receive the opening kickoff but was unable to make any moves downfield, and Byrd would quickly drive into the Clover Hill territory on their possession. And the Clover Hill defense trying to make a goal line stand, but were unable to as number 12 for Byrd scoots around the outside and scores. Then Clover Hill pulls their regular muddle huddle, and it was successful, but he paid for that one. Clover Hill would now get the ball back and would try to mount something. Could make little progress with the best yardage being gained on this pass from Josh Bailey to Frankie Snyder. But Clover Hill be forced to punt the ball away and rely on their defense, and with some good plays by Frankie Snyder and by Spence Brennan and some of the other Cavaliers, they were able to hold their ground a bit, and they would receive the ball back. This time they would attempt to drive downfield, but just couldn't be successful again, as Clover Hill couldn't mount an offense, and on the fake punt, it looked good for a moment, but it was intercepted, and Byrd would score a touchdown, making it an early run at 14-0. And the extra point also successful, the 2-point conversion, and that put them up 16-0 against the Cavs. In their next possession, the Cavs finally able to get something going. Runs by number 2, A.J. Clanton. This great pass from Josh Bailey to Zach Burkholter would get the Cavs down deep into the Byrd territory, and then Bailey around the end, picking up more yardage for the Cavaliers. And then Bailey threading the needle on this play to pick up even more yardage. The Cavaliers on the drive and looking for a score. And once again, it'd be Bailey on the keeper. He had taken around the end and into the end zone. Cavaliers finally get on the board. Then they go for their 2-point conversion, and the pass from Bailey to number 84, Frankie Snyder, is successful. So the Cavaliers now down by 8 points. Byrd back with the ball, but the Cavalier defense holds tough, and on the attempted punt by Byrd, it's blocked by number 8, Zach Burkholter. He'll pick it up and take it in for another Cavalier score, and quickly the Cavaliers have mounted up points, and then Bailey trying to go around the end and into the end zone. He falls just a little bit short. Byrd received the kickoff for the second half, but the Clover Hill defense was still pumped up and pushed back the Skyhawks, forcing them to try to pass on a long yardage play, but it was the Cavs' Chris Smith who received the pass, and he would run it in for a Clover Hill touchdown. And now Clover Hill ahead for the first time in the game. Their 2-point conversion would fail, but it would be 20-16 Cavaliers at this point. Byrd would now get the ball back, but the Cavalier defense started to break down just a little bit in the latter part of the third quarter. And the Cavaliers just couldn't seem to get their act together, missing several tackles on this play, and then it would be Byrd coming around the end and into the end zone. Chris Smith getting a little assistance in the back there that wasn't called, but regardless, it would be a Byrd touchdown, and the Skyhawks would go back up in front. The extra point attempt blocked by number 54, Richard Robbins, as he jumps up. It'd be up to Rich Conklin and Ricky Brown to try to get their troops pumped back up. But the offense for the green and white just couldn't seem to get anything to develop, and even after several attempts downfield, missed passes, sacks behind the line, and then this stumble and fall by Bailey, which turned the ball over to Byrd. The Cavalier offense just unable to make any moves on this. The defense now would take to the field, and it'd be a tough defensive battle. They'd face off with the Skyhawk offensive line, and there'd be a long struggle down the field for Byrd. That would carry the game well into the fourth quarter, with Byrd trying a little bit of everything, even trying to use the officials as blockers. As you can see on this play, quarterback number 3 for Byrd grabbing the referee by the underwear there and trying to use him for a blocker, but it didn't work. The Cavalier defense dove in. Cavaliers up against the wall again, and the goal line defense held strong for a moment, but the Byrd Skyhawks would eventually find their way in and then make their 2-point attempt, which failed thanks to number 61, Spence Brennan, who drags down the man. Clover Hill's offense still could not mount a charge, and quarterback Josh Bailey continued to get pounded play after play, eventually losing the ball on this hit with the Skyhawks recovering. Byrd would now make a short drive downfield. Then number 12 for the Skyhawks would bust his way through the line for a Skyhawk touchdown. Again, the Cavaliers able to stop the 2-point attempt. The offense for the Cavaliers would get one more attempt to put points on the board, but failed, and the defense made one last stand as the Cavaliers watched the clock roll down on their first loss of the season to the Skyhawks.
Go, go, go,